Or there's he's slipping.
Pattern
right?
recognition. Pattern recognition. So he knows that left hook is coming. And so look how straight he throws that right hand. See how straight he threw that? So Canelo is throwing these big, wide punches, and Floyd is just cutting him off at the path and then moving his head out of the line of those hooks that come his way.
So do you think it's conscious? I'm obsessed with this notion of unconscious genius. Like different domains of super high performance where the people don't exactly know how they do it, but they do it.
Well, you know how you do it, but you've also done it so many times in the gym and in fights that it's second nature, so you're not thinking of it as you're doing it. One of the things about countering people is, I used to, when I was in my prime, when I was fighting all the time, I would throw kicks and they would land before I even knew I was going to do it. Because someone would do something, and as they would do something, I instinctively knew because of pattern recognition, there's going to be an opening. Like say if some guy lifts his left leg, if he's standing with his left leg forward, and he lifts his left leg and he's coming towards me with his left leg, I know that he's balancing on that right leg and that the left leg is coming this way. And if I spin and catch him, I can catch him as his momentum is going this way, and I'll catch him that way, and it'll double the power of the punch or the kick. And
Did somebody teach it to you? Because there's like a conscious awareness of how you do it. I guess I think this notion of pattern recognition, it's interesting because earlier we were talking about pattern recognition for finding people are lying, right? You have this pattern recognition thing that, you're not saying it's perfect, but like you can sense something. There's things that, and so it's a combination of things that we aren't always aware of. That's the unconscious part of the unconscious genius thing that I'm referring to. And so there's this idea like our brains are pattern recognition prediction machines. And so do you think, like, in other words, two questions. Do you think Mayweather was ever pulled aside and said, listen, pay attention to their left shoulder and keep your eye on his right eye? I'm just
100%.
Okay.
100%.
And were you ever told, hey, if his left leg comes up, that means he's balancing on his right, so you need to prepare a counterattack or an attack. So
that's where drills come in, okay? So you do drills, and you do drills constantly. And one of the things that Mayweather's father was a great fighter. Mayweather's father fought Sugar Ray Leonard back in the 1970s when Sugar Ray was in his prime and gave him a hell of a fight. And his brother, or his uncle rather, his uncle Roger, was Roger Mayweather, the Black Mamba. He was a great fighter. So he grew up as a child around some of the best boxers in the world. And so he was constantly seeing the successful motions that they did and constantly seeing them exploit weaknesses in other fighters and then constantly sparring. So in sparring, you're not just fighting when you're sparring, but you're sort of downloading data. You're downloading data points for a real fight. And then you're doing drills where a guy will, some guys, they'll do it with mitts. Well, they'll throw a hand at you and they'll slip and counter. Here, let me show you this. There's this guy, Ilia Topuria. And Ilia Topuria is one of the absolute best fighters in the world. He's the current UFC featherweight champion. And the dude is just fucking phenomenal. But when one of the things that's phenomenal about him is his technique. His technique is perfect. There's like no fat in his technique. There's no wasted movement. So when an opportunity presents itself, everything is so fast because the technique is so streamlined. But like, look at how he hits the pads. And when you watch how he hits the pads, and Mayweather is a great example of that as well. Did I send it to you? No? Didn't go through? I totally sent it. Hold on. It says I sent it. Is it on Instagram? No. Yeah, it's on Instagram. I sent it to you, though, on a text message. Really? I sent it twice. You got it? Okay. Ilia Topuria, like I said, some of the best hands in the sport, current UFC featherweight champion, and knocked out Volkanovski, who was maybe the greatest of all time. Watch him hit the punches. Look at this. See how he's moving his head when the guy throws punches? Just slipping, just slightly.
It's like total economy of movement.
And the speed, man. The fucking speed of that. Look at the hand. Look at the hand speed. Fucking incredible. I mean, if you know how difficult that is to do and do it that fast, give me that